Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Today we're going to be doing just a little bit different of a video. We're going to be talking about an event that kind of scared me, got under my skin a little bit. It happened last weekend. Let's get into it. Let's get going. Okay, so let's just talk about what happened. So last Saturday night around 9:30 p.m., my wife and I were sitting down watching a movie. We heard just this big loud crash going on in our front door. There were actually two big crashes, what sounded like to me. I was actually working on one of my handguns. I was putting on a Talon grip onto one of my handguns. And so I had, whenever I work on a gun, I keep my magazines and ammunition in a separate part of the house so that I don't have some type of accidental discharge. And as I was working on it, this thing just came in and happened. As you can see from the video, and we didn't know at this time, but we had a couple of probably younger kids playing a prank. One of them kicked, I know, weak, and then also hit the door, while another of the accomplices or of his buddies, pressed the doorbell. But what that happened inside was sent us all into a panic. So I immediately recognized I've got a tool that can help me, but I have no ammunition with me. So I ran basically as fast as I could. I don't even remember what happened, but I jumped over our couch, flew into another room where I had some ammunition in a magazine, got the magazine locked, loaded, racked, and was ready and was watching that front door, because at that point I was convinced that someone was coming through that door. As I got into a couple of positions, was waiting to see if they came in, was checking our back door, was checking others. I finally was able to find my phone, which had gone flying. And at that point, then I was able to finally get on the phone, take a look. First thing I did was I went to a live view. Is someone still out there? What's going on? Then I went and saw the motion, reviewed that video, and that's the video that everyone's looking at. And turned out I was like, okay, well, it probably is some kids. Just to be on the safe side, I did call 911 and I did call our police, because look, who knows what could happen with these kids. Nowadays, you could do this and there's some person like me on the other end that's freaked out, and what if that kid had kicked in my door on accident? I was carrying. If they kick in my door and are coming through, I need to take action to protect my family, as I would recommend anyways. Recommend for anyone. I'll show a couple of clips. These are used under the fair use policy on YouTube, where this is not my content, but I'm commenting on it. These are a bunch of other clips that show where break-ins not like this, but similar to this, and this is what was going through my mind. Someone breaks through the door, they go in and they're going to do great bodily harm or kill the people inside, rob them. You don't know what's going to happen at that point. And so that was what was racing through my mind. I did feel a little bit underprepared because, again, the tools that I needed to defend my family were not with me at that time. My wife, I thought, did a pretty decent job. She ran upstairs to be with our youngest daughter and help her get secure. And meanwhile, I was going to help lay the protection on the ground floor. We've since talked about a few different things and a couple of different options. Love to hear from the viewers and what comments and thoughts you might have in this situation. I've also, as you've seen from my channel, I have a fair number of different firearms and other things like that could be used to protect myself. There's no reason that they can't be more strategically dispersed throughout the house in case I don't have one on me at that time, and I can get to it a lot faster than having to jump a couch and get into another room. But I certainly think that in today's day and age, when I grew up, I did ding-dong ditching. Right? You run up, you ring the doorbell, you run, you go hide in the bushes, you wait till, the people in the house come out, you laugh. I'm sure they heard us in the bushes. Or we would go and knock on the door and we would run. I don't remember jump kicking or pounding on doors. And I think there's maybe a TikTok trend I've heard. My daughter told me that. But I think it's probably pretty unwise. So any parents out there that have kids that are doing, oh, it's just young fun, you know, who knows? What if that door isn't totally shut and they kick it in and it just pops open and they're standing there? You know, you don't know what's happening, and I don't know what's happening. Again, you see some of this footage that I'm sharing. There are lots of examples that are clearly documented of people doing that type of activity, and then they do intend to do great bodily harm to the people inside. And so I do recommend that you have something to protect yourself, your family, and your loved ones. There's definitely some other things that I've been thinking about, some changes that I can make in my lineup, maybe a little bit more carrying when I am at home. Instead of typically when I get home, I put my firearms away. I do have it in a few locations where I've strategically placed them in safes. Definitely looking at a few other places that I can put these things in a few more strategic locations. But let me know what you think. What's your home defense plan? Have you been tested recently? This isn't the only time in my life that I've had something like this. A few years back, we had a slingshot, and I think it was a slingshot, but we had a bolt, like a metal bolt, that was through the first pane of our window. That happened at 2 o'clock in the morning. All we heard was a big crash of glass. Didn't know what was happening. I went out, kind of cleared the house. I've learned some things from that. I ended up getting some body armor. I got some other things to make sure that you could do that in a safe manner. I've also thought, I don't know that I ever want to clear a house. I don't think I'm trained to do that. I can definitely call the police and get them in here to do something like that. So thinking through some of these scenarios are really good to do. Every now and then, these little scares, these little life events help us hone in, help us pre-think through these things. And hopefully this video will do that without you having to experience this on your own. So the big question for you is, if someone comes crashing through your door right now, whenever you're watching this video, are you ready? Do you have what you need to keep your family, yourself safe and protected? If you like this type of content, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you'd like to see more of this type of stuff, it doesn't happen to me all the time. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope everyone has a great day. And let's get to shooting.